Kick the flow, kick the flow, kick the flow, kick the flow, kick the flow.
You know, we all love another and all the rest of it, but that doesn't come into it at the end of the day. The royal family is there for the constitution and basically that's for the country. And they speak on the Queen herself. The Queen herself has been impeccable in more or less in terms of the service.
On the basis of what? When Diana died, she wasn't impeccable.
No, she kept quiet for 7 days. But on advice, which is, as you obviously think, wrong. But the point was, she's been brought up to be a monarch.
I accept that. But if you're the Queen, okay, if you're the Queen, you're the Charles, right? Yeah. Or you're William, right? So Charles will be king one day.
Yeah.
William will be king one day, right?
Yeah.
And William's firstborn will be king one day, right?
That's all set up now. Yeah.
Right. That's all set up. Right. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're the spare, if you're what's the point of Eddie? What's the point I can't say we need to keep him locked up in the cupboard now. But what's the point if you're not going to be the person? Then actually you're going to get to a point where, especially if you got as close to it as Margaret did, or as Andrew did, or as remember Harry and William were a two-headed monster at one point, and then as more children William has, the more and I think that our British press like doing goodies and baddies.
Oh yeah.
You can't have a family of goodies, can you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You
got to have a wrong in
They'll
it.
never be knocked off. It's all set up too well.
Well, so you say that, but this is rocked them to their foundations, isn't it? Because every single day this carries on. And remember, you've got the Queen of Telly. So Harpo or Oprah, whichever way you want to go with it, they know how to keep you. How many little teases? How many little releases? How many little? They said what?
You bang on, mate. But as I say, it's all set up to stay as it is. None of them lose anything. They always stay where they are.
I know, but next time we talk, Billy, it will be about why that conversation about race has been so difficult. Why it was the one that was addressed. What is it about race? What is it about the issue of race that does get us a little bit excited here? Now, I want to move away from that for a minute. I'll come back to it because I've got lots and lots of your messages here to read. But yesterday was International Women's Day, and we had a fabulous woman actually on who helped people in Kingsmead Estate. Now, Kingsmead Estate is down in Hackney, where I was born. I know it well, but we just want to spend a week celebrating the achievement of people. All the team will get a chance to pick somebody. Today's me. Oh, come on. I've got that first dibs, haven't I? I've got to set it off the right way. I've got to set the standard high. That's what you would expect of me. I'm embarrassed that I haven't spoken to this woman through the lockdown. It is ridiculous. I have to reconsider my position in the same way as we haven't done enough on Grenfell. But when you're dealing with a daytime show in the middle of a pandemic, sometimes you're just reacting to the stories. But March has so much going on. We had the opportunity to literally think a lot more about who and what. So it's about anxiety, I suppose. Lots of people will feel anxious, about their children going back to school, and indeed about what now. The children themselves are feeling quite apprehensive, apparently. So I just wanted to touch base with an inspirational woman. Marjorie Wallace is the founder of the mental health charity Sane, and I'm really, really glad to be speaking to you again. How are you, Countess?
I'm fine, Eddie, and all the better for talking to you, because I've missed you terribly.
It's ridiculous. I said to Lauren, how comes I haven't spoken? It's because mental health is a big deal for me anyway, as you know, but it's a big deal right now because nobody knows what's coming out of this. All we do know, I think, Marjorie, is that the challenge is going to be bigger than it was when we went in.
Absolutely. I mean, what we're expecting is that there's quite a time lag here, but we're quite a few of the Royal College of Psychiatrists ourselves are expecting almost an epidemic of mental illness, partly because people, just like with physical illness, they haven't been going to seek help early enough, and so it's become more and more entrenched. Say they've been very, very depressed. They haven't gone to seek help. Some of them have thought they don't want to take the time of the NHS when people are on ventilators. Some are very careless in that way. And the thing is that we are expecting there's going to be a great deal more depression. In fact, we know already from the national statistics that the rates of depression have doubled, particularly in young people and in young women.
How did you come to this subject?
How did I come to
Well, I know the answer to it, but we got lots more listeners now, and I want them to know about you a little bit, because you're my inspirational. Did you not hear that? Did you not hear me bigging you up, Marjorie? Did you not hear me telling everybody I lied and told them how fantastic you were? Did you not listen to that bit?
Wow.
So how did you come to this subject of mental health?
Well, I came through a long journey, really. I mean, I was working in television. I worked for people like, I don't know whether your listeners remember David Frost. I worked as a reporter, as film director for the BBC. I then worked on the Sunday Times on what was then the Insight team, and I think was in the news quite recently. I was one of the people who fought the thalidomide campaign, the drug that a lot of children were deformed. About 400 children were deformed by this drug.
They were recognised in the budget last week, weren't they?
Yes, it was recognised, a wonderful victory to an absolutely amazing, courageous generation. They're now, can you believe it, when I first met them, they were sort of 10 and 12. Now they're average age 59, and I'm meeting their grandchildren. And they're now paying a bit of a heavy price for all the incredible